Article 1. Aaron Paul's relocation to Paris. Aaron Paul, the acclaimed actor best known for his iconic role as Jesse Pinkman in the groundbreaking series Breaking Bad, has made a significant life change by relocating his family to Paris, France, following the devastating wildfires that ravaged parts of Los Angeles earlier this year. This decision marks a profound shift for the 46-year-old star, who along with his wife Lauren Parsikian and their 2 young children, chose to leave behind the bustling chaos of Hollywood for the romantic, cobblestone-lined streets of the City of Light. The move wasn't impulsive, it was a culmination of long-held dreams intertwined with a stark realization brought on by tragedy. As Paul reflected during a candid conversation at the electrifying F1 Las Vegas Grand Prix event, the fires served as a wake-up call, prompting him to reassess what truly mattered in the wake of such widespread destruction. Imagine the scene: flames licking the hillsides of Southern California, smoke choking the air, and families evacuating in the dead of night. For Paul and Lauren, who had built a life in the sun-soaked hills of Los Angeles, the 2025 wildfires hit particularly close to home. Although their residence was spared direct damage, the sheer scale of the catastrophe, thousands of acres scorched, homes reduced to ash and lives upended, ignited a sense of urgency. When the fires happened in LA, we just knew that we were done with LA, Paul shared openly, his voice carrying the weight of that pivotal moment. It was as if the inferno had stripped away the illusions of permanence in a city often romanticized for its glamour but fraught with environmental vulnerabilities. The couple, married since 2013 in a whimsical Paris-themed ceremony on the beaches of Malibu, had always harbored a fantasy of immersing themselves in European culture. Paris, with its historic cafes, grand boulevards and artistic heritage, had long symbolized that escape. But it was their children, daughter Story Annabelle, a spirited 7-year-old with boundless curiosity, and son Ryden Caspian, a lively 2-year-old exploring the world with wide-eyed wonder, who ultimately tipped the scales. Paul's admission that "we went out there for the kiddos" underscores a parental instinct that transcends fame and fortune. In an era where celebrity families often chase the next big opportunity, the Pauls prioritized stability and growth for their little ones. Paris, with its world-class schools, safe neighborhoods and emphasis on work-life balance, offered an idyllic backdrop for raising children away from the paparazzi's glare and the relentless pace of Tinseltown. The actor described the city as awesome, a place where daily life feels like a leisurely stroll through history. Mornings might now involve fresh croissants from a local boulangerie, afternoons wandering the Seine, and evenings debating philosophy over escargot. Experiences that contrast sharply with LA's traffic-jammed freeways and earthquake-ready routines. Paul emphasized that there's no rush to return to the U.S., hinting at an open-ended adventure that could stretch beyond the initial year abroad they once envisioned. This flexibility speaks to a deeper philosophy: life as a canvas, not a checklist. Delving into the logistics of such a move reveals the meticulous planning behind it. The family's former home in the upscale Los Feliz neighborhood of LA, a sprawling estate known as the Seiler House, was no ordinary property. Valued at $10 million when it hit the market in July, this architectural gem had hosted a roster of luminaries, from the flamboyant Tim Curry to the brooding Robert Pattinson and the enigmatic Kim Parsons. Designed with mid-century modern flair, think open-plan living spaces, expansive glass walls framing canyon views, and lush gardens that blurred indoor and outdoor realms, it was more than a house, it was a sanctuary. Paul, in a heartfelt statement accompanying the listing, described it as a safe haven for my family, a place where they had experienced so much life, amid the joys and trials of parenthood. From Story's first steps echoing through the hallways to Ryden's giggles in the sun-drenched playroom, the home held irreplaceable memories. Yet, as Paul poignantly noted, we will forever hold this home and its history close to our heart. Selling it wasn't just a transaction, it was an emotional release, a deliberate choice to trade nostalgia for new horizons. The wildfires of 2025, fueled by climate change and prolonged droughts, weren't merely a backdrop, they were the catalyst. California has long battled these blazes, but this year's events were particularly ferocious, claiming lives, displacing communities, and exposing the fragility of urban sprawl against nature's fury. For Paul, who grew up in the heartland of Idaho before conquering Hollywood, the incident echoed a return to grounded values. His career trajectory, from indie film darling to Emmy-winning powerhouse, has always been marked by authenticity. Roles in Bojack Horseman, where he voiced the tormented Todd Chavez, and films like Need for Speed showcased his versatility, but it's his off-screen persona that endears him to fans. A devoted husband, hands-on dad, an advocate for causes like mental health and environmental justice. Lauren, a filmmaker and activist in her own right, shares this ethos. Their union, sparked at the Coachella Music Festival in 2009, has been a partnership of equals, blending creativity with compassion. In Paris, the family has settled into a rhythm that prioritizes presence. Paul, ever the storyteller, envisions weekends at the Louvre with story-sketching masterpieces or Ryden toddling through Luxembourg gardens, chasing pigeons under chestnut trees. The move aligns with a broader trend among celebrities seeking respite from LA's intensity, think tech moguls flocking to Austin or artists to Berlin, but Paul's choice feels uniquely personal. It's a reclamation of agency in a world of uncertainties, where wildfires symbolize not just physical threats but existential ones. As he navigates this chapter, Paul remains committed to his craft, with whispers of upcoming projects that might even film in Europe. Yet for now, the spotlight is on family dinners by candlelight and the simple joy of bilingual bedtime stories. This relocation isn't an end but a vibrant beginning, a testament to resilience and the power of reinvention. In leaving LA's ashes behind, Aaron Paul has kindled a new flame, one of cultural immersion, familial bonds, and unhurried discovery in the heart of Paris. Expanding on the emotional layers, consider the quiet fears that accompany such upheaval. For parents, uprooting children from familiar schools and friends is daunting. Story at 7 might grapple with saying goodbye to playground pals, while Ryden's toddler world shifts from sandbox adventures to fountainside explorations. Paul acknowledges this tenderly, emphasizing how the change fosters adaptability, a skill he'll impart through tales of his own nomadic youth. Lauren's role can't be understated. Her Paris-themed wedding was a foreshadowing, a subconscious nod to this destiny. Together, they've curated a home that echoes their Malibu roots, cozy yet chic, with American comfort foods alongside French delicacies. Socially, Paul's charisma ensures quick connections. Expect impromptu gatherings with expat actors or local directors, turning the City of Light into a collaborative hub.